I see we have a newbie here. Rise up to meet me, new disciple, and I will greet you. You shall address me as Sensei Fufu. Don't start making comments like that. I can hear you, you know. Okay. Anyway, do not make the mistake of perceiving me as some docile house cat just because I haven't shown you my claws yet. Now, before you introduce yourself, I assume you know quite a bit about me. Yes. Calm, collected, fierce, strong. The tiger protector of Yunkui Summit. Am I dramatically basking in the wind? No. I am simply taking in the surroundings. The nature around me is beautiful. The nature around us is beautiful. Only the fiercest souls can also allow themselves to be gentle at times. To breathe, stay collected, and recognize the beauty around them. Please, since you are new, we will be doing some very simple exercises. For this first one, follow the way of the fierce tiger as she leads you through a calm meditation. Sit with me, not like a house cat loafing, but like something stronger. A delicate, large cat. Finding peace in the wind and the leaves as they hit the ground. Got it. Proper. Disciples do not play with leaves. I, Fufu, only played with it to demonstrate to you how wrong it is in the presence of myself. So, anyway, please continue following along. Take deep, deep breaths in and out. Continue doing this, but quietly, as we take in the world around us. The fall season is quite beautiful. If you listen close enough, you can hear the many melodies of the wind, the leaves crinkling, falling, departing from the trees. Now, disciple, can you tell me something? I'd like to know your expertise in this field, and I want to hear what you have to say, because I value equally, throughout all my classes, what my students have to say about the meaning of life. No, not like the actual meaning of life. I mean like, things between those, like, what do you think fall symbolizes best? Yes, we can be more relaxed now. I just wanted to welcome you to the kind of atmosphere we have here. I see. Yes. Wow, what an astute answer. I would agree with you, you know. I think autumn, the entire season, everything about it, symbolizes not only change, but letting things go. Letting worries and old parts of yourself that you do not need anymore shed away into the fields of... not forgotten fields, but... I'm struggling on how to word it. Okay, let me start over. A wise Shifu Yijuan told me once that seasons are symbols of human nature. Cycles of change, rebirth, death, life, all sorts of things. And autumn, to me, is one of the most important seasons because, just like the trees, people can take inspiration and guidance from the nature around them to shed that which they do not need anymore. For example, a bad habit like petting stray cats, let's say, is something that someone can shed or practice to let go. And then again, this season can also be viewed as a time where you can try to fully let go of things you've been holding on to for a long time. There are things that stay with us throughout seasons. 10, 20, years and years of cycles, and it can make you feel stuck. But worry not. Today, we will be getting up and moving, and making sure that we get our minds off of things. And of course, not only that, but we practice being mindful and letting go. Because to let go is to free yourself. And a fearsome warrior like yourself needs to be fully unchained from the worries of mortal hubbub. What? Oh, that was the only word I could think of. Don't make fun of me. Right. Disciple, we shall brush up on vocabulary later. For now, I would like you to help clean the temple. There's admittedly not a lot left to do, especially since you joined late, but the Temple of Yunkui Summit constantly needs brushing up. So, I'd like to take you on a tour, and if you see anything that could use a bit of shining or cleaning, you can do that. And I'll count that as your first lesson for today. Observation. So, here are your cleaning supplies. And follow me. If you get lost, my tail's pretty long. Don't grab it. But it's usually a good identifier as to what corner I turned if I'm going a bit fast. Right. Follow Senior Fufu this way, and I will be rooting for you. Now, keep those eyes peeled, okay? These are the steps, which lead to room 1 and room 2. There are bedrooms here for guests to stay, and office-like rooms for the seniors. Of course, everyone else has their dorms and such, but we won't be going into those today. We'll be staying in the main rooms, the main offices, and anywhere else that's a general, common, or shared space. Remember to keep being observant, but whilst we walk, I wouldn't mind if you told me a bit about yourself. I don't really get to have these sort of one-on-one classes with people because my courses are usually filled to the brim with the fiercest warriors, but that also means that there's just too many people to pay individual attention to. So, tell me a bit about you. I see. So you've trained before. That's kind of a relief. So, hopefully you can help other students once we get you in a class with other people. For now, I just want you to focus on really soaking in the learnings of our one-on-one course. Or one-on-one session. Oh, here's a vase, a lovely, ancient vase that a fierce tiger like myself could not go near. If I do, I might knock it over and break it. Because I am oh so powerful. Now, once you reach my level of strength, you will understand. But you must also understand there's a level of grace we must always carry with ourselves. Which I do, which is why I can brush like this with my tail, and I won't knock it over. But as you can see, upon taking a closer look, you might need to brush it up a bit more. So, why don't you take that feather duster and clean it up? Yes, it's made of porcelain, I think. The other statues of the Yunkui Summit are made of pure stones like granite and other heavier things like marble, but it really does depend. Yes. Porcelain is the most fragile. That's why it must be so well cared for. Hence why a lot of our lessons end up turning into cleaning sessions. But it teaches you discipline. All of this is part of being part of a community. Everyone has to do their part, and everyone listens. As long as order is kept and maintained, I think everything will be okay. I don't see you as a rule breaker anyway, so I think you'll be fine. Right, come along and we'll continue cleaning. This is one of the common rooms. A lot of people come here, and so as you can see, there's a lot of dust and dirt that gets tracked in. Of course, I believe we skipped on the windows earlier, so why don't we do some of that together? I'll grab my little cleaning cloth, and you can have yours, and we'll just wipe the dust off the windowsills. Remember, there needs to be gentle motions, but consistent and firm enough to actually pick up the dirt. Like this. There. I'm sure that was fine. Now, let's continue. We can do a quick peek around the rooms. If you see anything interesting, anything you have questions about, or anything you'd like to pay respects to, pay a bit more closer attention to, you let me know and we'll just stop. Other than that, this is pretty much the whole place. The temple's not enormous, but it's more than enough for us. I hope, as lessons continue, that you can learn to truly appreciate our home. This temple is used for training, to pay respects, to rest, to train, and to work, of course. Always, always to work. Like I said, Shifu Yishuan and myself have offices built in, so we stay here pretty much all the time. Now, do you have any questions? I'm more than happy to answer them. Out of everything you could have asked, that's really what you're most curious about? Yes, I really am a tiger. I'm not a cat. Not a dainty little house cat, an orange cat. I'm not a tabby, and I'm definitely not some kind of Maine Coon, so... You want me to prove to you that I'm a tiger? I'm your sensei. You're not mine. Listen, disciple. I will not tolerate this disrespect. If you were a tiger as well, and you had a similar build as I did, I would not judge you at all. That is something you need to learn about. And you know what? I think I'll write that on your chart. That you, along with somehow everybody else, struggle with judging people, judging books by their covers. Huh? You were petting my ears? Well, that's not fair. Listen, I know I'm cute, but I really try not to be. It's difficult for sure with the build I was given and my not very fierce tiger features. But I am still a tiger, and I want to be treated as such, so please, I'll treat you with respect, but I expect the same to me. bed, could you scratch my ears a little longer? Don't worry, there's no one else to see us. I'm sure they won't judge or go, "Oh wow, she's so adorable," behind my back or anything.
Is that Ju Fufu? She's so adorable.
Why do I feel like I just jinxed myself? Ugh. Anyway. Thanks. It feels nice. Head scratches really are the best, huh? I guess people who aren't thyrens wouldn't really understand. But it's nice. It's like how cats groom each other. A lot of us cat thyrens really enjoy that kind of stuff. But it's also hard because I'm a big cat thyren, not a small one. I assume other people like Nekomata might be a little more positively perceptive to that kind of stuff. But you know, I'm still a person. And I'm still a tiger. No matter how small I might seem, I'm pretty fierce. After all, I wouldn't be teaching this kind of class if I couldn't fight. So trust me, you'll get what you need out of this course. And I hope you learn some stuff. Anyway, I think it's time to take a cat nap.